Hey y'all, and welcome back to Mental Health Mondays. I'm Dr. Monica, licensed clinical psychologist in the state of Georgia, and today we're going to be talking about a few quick strategies for coping with emotion. So, during our last segment, we broadly defined mental health as the way that our thoughts, our feelings, and our behavior impact various aspects of our lives. And I shared a little bit about my personal journey with changing negative self talk and my internal dialogue in a way that helped me grow in some ways that were really important, in ways that I had wanted to grow for a long time. So, when we're talking about emotion and coping with emotions, one of the first strategies that I would encourage people to do is to start becoming more aware of your emotions. So, recognizing what your emotions are, like what are you feeling about any given situation, that can be important because we often get pigeonholed, and especially in our society, we get told how we feel a lot. And so sometimes that can stunt our growth in really understanding how we feel about particular situations. So just noticing and recognizing what you're feeling is a really good first step to kind of getting more in tune with your emotions. Sometimes looking up, they have some really great emotion lists of just like tons, hundreds of like emotion words that I print off sometimes and use with my clients who are trying to like work on improving or increasing their emotional intelligence. And that can be important because, again, we often have like go-to emotions like I'm mad, I'm angry, I'm sad, or I'm good, or I'm fine, I'm okay. And so just kind of expanding our emotional vocabulary can be a really positive first step to better dealing with and coping with your own emotions. And then I would say the next step or next strategy that I would encourage folks to do is to stop and breathe. So the stopping part is really important when you're being hit by like an intense wave of emotion. Maybe something very unexpected has happened and you're feeling maybe overwhelmed with emotion. One of the important things that you can do to help better cope with that is to stop and breathe. And when I say breathe, engaging in breathing techniques and breathing relaxation techniques, and also what we call diaphragmatic breathing. So that's like when you take really deep inhales through your nose for like 5 seconds and then slowly release or blow that breath out. And oftentimes visually, I think of like a balloon. When you blow up a balloon and then you see it deflate, like hearing your breaths, paying attention to your breaths. That process signals to your brain to calm down and can be really beneficial for stress reduction. So, the next time that you are experiencing some intense emotion, or maybe not even that intense, but just wanting to get more in tune with your emotions, stop and breathe and try to engage yourself in some internal dialogue about where that emotion is coming from. Think a little bit about what emotion you're feeling. Try to be specific in identifying what emotion you're feeling, because you might think it's one thing, but after you take some time with it, you might find that it's something else, and maybe it's not as bad as you originally thought. So I want to talk more about emotions and coping strategies as we get into future segments. I also want to be clear that none of the tips and strategies that I encourage or that I recommend in these Mental Health Monday videos are meant to replace establishing your own relationship with a therapist or with a professional who can help you and who knows more about your specific needs and your specific concerns. So with that, this Mental Health Monday has been brought to you by myself, Dr. Monica, and The Weekend Soiree. Get in the comments, let us know how you cope with your emotion, what strategies have worked, what strategies have been beneficial, because none of this stuff is like a one size fit all. Things that work for me might not work for you, and things that work for you conversely may not work for me. Thanks for your participation, and I hope to see you again.